Welcome to the channel of the magnetic wizard of the 123 and the atomic galaxy of the Trion Triangles. The following video shows the orbital patterns of planet T4 and the shadows that it casts upon planet T3. The information from NASA, Astropixels, and the Max Planck Institute's AstroApps are used to show examples and comparisons of the Earth-Moon system and the planets T4 and T3 system. T3 is the home planet of the Tritonians. In the following 3.5-minute clip, there are 19 eclipses. All 19 are from the Saros cycles. They are shown here as a comparison to the 19 odd from the Tritonian FMC38 using a simple version of the T4 FMC19SW. That's the wheel-looking image on the screen. The Max Planck AstroApps moon phases was used for the eclipse times and location of the eclipses. The time duration of one full cycle with all 38 eclipses is 18.03 years. The time duration of what is shown is 5 moons short of the 18.03 years. One 31 and 153 starting up at 1509 doesn't exist. Cycle begins at 1870, moving to 1960 at 63. And 1960 at 63. Okay, next up 2411 at 47. 2411 at 47. Next we have 2862 at 31. 2862 at 31. Okay. is the last one in the ring. That's the beginning and the end of the cycle on the even side. As you can see, there's a slight offset between the two here. There's the 1 center of the segment and the 66 center. From the top and counting down, that's what this count is. Okay, so I'd like to show you an absolute miracle that has occurred here on Earth, and that is these eclipses that appear on the Tryon Galactic Shadow Wheel. Those on the 63 line. These here on the 47 line. Trying not to turn this upside down and go around with that one on the 29. And the 13. Just as they are over there. So we'll start on the outer ring, which is North Summer. We'll take a look over here. This is our current time. You see the 2020 right there is, I use that as a marker here because it's essentially in the time we live right now, and it's on this shadow wheel. That's the 41,116 year marker from the beginning of the cycle. So anyway, we have these eclipses that occur right here that are right in line with the same dates that Triton 3 has shadows occur. So it's quite a miracle that this can occur on the shadow wheel for one, and then also that they're here, but they were not there in the past. 1276, moving backwards in time, was the last one, or the first one, however you want to look at it. And then everything back from there is non-existent. And then they get to be showing up a lot more, and then showing up less until they are non-existent in the year 2764. So there's that one. Then I'm going to move on to this North Fall right here. is cycle Y winter. So there's these that occur in this time, going backwards. The last one going backwards is 1178. Beyond that, non-existent. Moving forward in time, still showing up a little bit after 2038, non-existent. And the third ring in, which is North Winter. And North Winter is cycle Y spring. And that is at 13. Let's spin this around considerably weird. Here it is. There. The time in which we live now. Going backwards. Before 1080, they did not exist. Shows up. Showed up more. Shows up a lot. Shows up less. Gone after 2940. Next one up is right here, which is North. Which one is that? Yeah, that's North Spring. Cycle Y summer. And we have these. Moving backwards. Time. Moving forwards. After 2863, gone. They do not exist past there. So, quite the fantastic time we live in, quite a miracle. We got all kinds of miracles going on here. Miracle that these even exist as eclipses here. All there. All the greens mean there's an eclipse that happens on Earth. All within this penciled in box right here. Take out some of the dates here. Again, all the green ones on the sorrow cycles means that shows up as an eclipse that occurs, whether it's a father, mother, or a total, annular, or partial. Then over on this side of this chart, not so much. These are all red ones. As the sorrow cycle has ended, and they don't exist anymore. So that's what's over here. I haven't counted them all, but it looks to me like maybe 60%, maybe a 50-50. You can also look at it from down here, because that 0123, the FMC number 01 right there, and the date of 2325. Go all the way over to the other side of the chart here, you can see the 2325 also, and that's also on the 01. So essentially this side of the chart is all on the lower end of the years, and this is on the upper end in years on the chart. So see that line going right through there. Less in years, more in years. We got 1730 down to 2325, and again I'll show you again, goes back up to the same year of 2325, just going in a different order, but goes back to the same place. And you can see the number of green that there is on this timeline right here. A lot of them are all there, show up as they should. Then moving into the future, let's go back over here. As you can see, 2343 across this line. These are all on the upper end of the timeline. So these not only don't show up on the shadow wheel, but they don't show up at all. They're non-existent. They don't exist anymore. The Saros cycle ends on Earth, and they don't exist anymore. On Triton 3, this whole entire sheet would be all green. Every one of these would exist, and every one of them would land exactly where they're supposed to on their shadow wheel numbers. Up in here, they're either paired up on their shadow wheel numbers up here. I'll run over this paper. I'm going to do a longer video on this paper later, but this is it for now. Okay, that's it. Okay, here we have the Trion Galactic Shadow Wheel 627D, just another version. This is the center line, or the 0 point at the starting of a new cycle. All these cycles within here are all rotated to their exact place at that same 0 point. Okay, I'll show you some of this. So I'm going to point out that here I have the cycle. This right over, this one right here is a cycle Y. As you can see, go around here. Cycle Y. We'll put it only on the green sections of the circle. So these right here are all in line here. Cycle T, cycle O, cycle N. This here, you can see 1/4 cycle O. That's each one of these segments right here. One full cycle of O is from red line to red line, or blue line to blue line, whichever one you want to choose, but four segments will equal one cycle O. 33 cycle O's going all the way around. Cycle O is 64 million years, so 64 million times 33 is going to equal the cycle N, which is a 2 billion year cycle. Yeah, right there. That's a 2 billion year, 138,215,563, as you can see. So within this shadow wheel, you can find all the ice ages, all the magnetic excursions, magnetic flips, and more than that too. There's others that can be found within this circle also, because there's also the sun cycle. There's also the cycle R right here, so I've mentioned before in some other videos. So sun cycles are in here. Ice ages, the end of ice ages are all within here. Magnetic excursions. Show you some of these magnetic excursion dates if you want to check them out right here. This is the 41,116. That was the beginning of the cycle here. 41,116 years ago from the 2020 on Earth is the equivalent there. Here's some other notable events that where there were magnetic excursions right here. There's one at the 33,000. There's one at the 18,000, and this one is a little bit difficult to find information on, but there was one at 11,000. All these others right here are magnetic excursion events, magnetic excursion events that happen on Triton 3 to varying degrees. So some of them last longer and wander, you might say, more than others, and even flip. It's just like what happened on the 41,116 year ago one on Earth. It flipped for about 500 years and then went back. So there's 16 of them over the 59499. That's the average number of years that they occur. And of course that is an average. They don't occur for right at the exact same times or even last for the same length of time. So they're a little bit just kind of do what they do. Alright, so that's enough of that. You can see right in here this 743, 737. This was the magnetic flip that happened. That's 743 plus another negative 41,116 years. That's explained in other videos. So that comes out to here 784,853 years ago from the 2020, converted over to the Earth date, of course, to the 2020 June 21. We use this as a marker date for everything because it works well. So, okay, there's that. And the last ice age that many people are familiar with, where is that? Oh, yeah. So that's going to be the 41,116 years from the beginning of the cycle, minus the 29,749.5 years, which will take that to the cycle Y spring, or the end of winter, as you can see the blue line right here. So that was the duration or the time right there for the last ice age that even occurred on Earth and on Triton 3. And it ended 11,366.5 years ago. Ended meaning that it became the beginning of the spring on cycle Y. And Triton 3 is still in spring. This copy right here doesn't have a 2020 marker on it, but it's N47. Oh, it does have the 2020 marker there. Right there, that black line is the 2020 marker right there. So Triton 3 is still in the spring and moving towards the summer line. All these other cycles right here, as you can see, they're already in summer. The cycle N, the 2 billion year cycle, is well within summer. It's moving, time moving forward is moving this direction. So it's not even in the midpoint of summer. Midpoint's going to be right here once it rotates to that point. And you can see right here the 64 million year cycle is also in summertime. Midpoint is going to be somewhere over in here. And this one, the cycle T, is well within, and that's the 2 million year cycle. That is well within the summertime, basically about halfway. And so that's that. Of course, like they said, this right here is from 41,116 years ago. That's why it's put it right here at fall, on the fall line. It's because it's just set to a 0 point right here. So again, all these dates that you see right here are going to be plus an additional, or subtract another 41,116 years to any of these, and that's when that event actually occurred. And alright, I think I'm done here. As one can see, the moon and the sun align with the Milky Way galactic plane on the solstices, just as they do on Triton 3. Now just put the Earth after the moon and the sun, and you will have an eclipse on those solstices, and all in line with the galactic plane. All shadow dates on the Trion Galactic Shadow Wheel for North Summer and North Winter are solstice shadows, just as the Earth dates on the shadow wheel that was shown in the previous clip are eclipses on Earth.